All right, good people. It is another Wednesday. It is a late edition of Eagles Elite Podcast. A lot of technical difficulties. You wouldn't even believe it if I told you. You would think I made it up. But let's just say we here. We're a little late, all that, but hey, we in the building. It's a Wednesday night. Y'all know what we're talking about. Like it ain't even no discussion, ain't even no question. It's the Philadelphia Eagles, but we got some news and notes for you. Some injury news updates. Got some more people added to the top 100. Another Eagle on the list as well, and just camp updates, notes, news and notes on different battles, how things are going, who's looking good in camp, all that good stuff. So just we'll get into it. We're gonna talk Philadelphia Eagles. Camp's gonna be a long process, so if we don't talk about some of the stuff this week or some things change, we'll be giving you updates because that's what we do around these parts. Before we get into it, man, if we can stay everything good, which I hope we can, we're gonna go ahead and get hype, get this hypeness going. We're gonna come back and we're gonna get into it, y'all. Of course, we got a couple of games that we're gonna be talking about. Let's run it. But no one worry. Y'all don't even understand. Let's go.
The kick is away, and the kick it's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
All right, good people. We late, but hey, like I say, it happens. We still in the building. Little G Griffith. Little G has his own signature line. Little G's signature line. I'm a big fan of Eagles season. Better Eagles kick Cowboys' butts. This is a consistent thing from Little G.
Little G better not be no troll.
If Lil G is a troll, then he's a troll I can take. I'd rather have a troll like Lil G than these other clowns. But I will say this. I do agree we better kick Cowboys' butts. We should always kick Cowboys' butts. Hind parts, hind quarters, front quarters, rear quarters, all quarters. Pause. I've been watching it is what it is. Y'all. We have to be dying laughing all them pauses.
No, did
got Coach Dante in the building. Coach Dante, what's going on?
What up, Coach?
Yeah, we ain't had Coach Dante been able to grace us in a while. I know he's a busy man, so he don't always have time. But appreciate you having a chance to hop in and talk to us tonight and enjoy the show. So again, late start, but hey, it's all good. Things happen. Technology sometimes just don't want to work with us at all. But it's all good.
Late start better than no start.
I say that. I 100% agree with that. So y'all, I got your little champions on, got the champions background, champions hat. We just champion out tonight. I'm loving it. I'm feeling it. I'm liking it.
Y'all don't judge me, but no, it's the old shirt. Don't judge me now. Don't judge me.
Coach Dante says, "Y'all please take care of my boy Andrew Makuba."
Oh, we trying to.
He said, "That's my guy. He's a ball player. Hey, we want to take care of him. We got a lot of snaps that need to be filled. It's a lot of positions. He one of them. So trust me when I tell you, we want to take care of him."
Yeah, from what I heard, Vic like him. What the hell?
I tell you who Vic don't like. We ain't gonna do that no more. We ain't gonna do that no more. We ain't gonna do that. All right. So first thing first, news and notes. We always like to hit you with a little news and notes. But before we do that, I just want to say I'm excited. We are in training camp. And you know what that means? We getting closer to the season. So, a couple of just stories and things that came out, news and things that came out of some of the press conferences. So, Vic Fangio was very happy with Jordan Davis for dropping the 26 pounds. Jordan Davis came this year to play. He dropped the weight, didn't tell nobody, didn't floss about it, didn't make no post about it. He just came in smaller. And I like that. I definitely like that. Sidney Brown looks like he's showing significant improvement. Obviously, being in the system a little bit, understanding it's going to help. And then, of course, getting reps and being healthy is going to help as well. And then Jahad Campbell, another player that, one of the young guys that was brought in, he's making progress. But things happen. So Makuba, of course, is injured, but basically kind of went into how he can stay involved. He actually said in his press conference as well. His main thing was, getting the mental reps, watching the film, being out there, even if you can't participate in the drills, watching the drills, learning the drills, understanding where you can be, all the things that you always want your young guys to do when they can't play. So even though Makuba is not able to play right now, definitely they're wanting to keep him involved and keep him ready to go. And it looks like that's happening. So that should make Coach Dante happy. Benny Boom is in the building. Benny Boom said, "What's good, fam? What's good, Benny Boom? Appreciate you tapping in with us tonight as well, man. It's always a fun one. It's going to be a good one tonight. Keep it loose, keep it light. Diva's having some issues. I'm having some as well, but hey, we're going to move through it and, get into it. So as far as news, it's always pieces of news, but the main thing is the main thing. Let's say that the main thing is the main thing, and we'll get into that. We'll talk about that and all that entails that, all that comes with that. We're gonna take a quick break here, just quick commercial break. Come in. Matter of fact, no, we're not gonna do a commercial yet. My bad, we're not gonna do a commercial yet. First thing we're gonna do is talk about the first of our two matchup that we are going to do from the last season. So let me get that pulled up here. Y'all give me a second. I said having a couple of issues here, but hey, gotta make it twerk. Twerkulations, twerk something on the screen. We still can give you the information. Sometimes it's a little tricky than other times. We ain't gonna cry about it. We're just gonna make it happen. So the two games that we will be discussing today are two of the more interesting wins that we had. The first one is the 22-16 win over the lowly Carolina Panthers from last year. The Panthers put on a good game and had a chance to actually tie or take the lead late. Well, tie because they were down by 8. But Xavier Legette dropped the ball there, so that hurt them. Adam Thielen really had a big day against us, which is kind of interesting. So, Adam Thielen had over 100 yards. He really worked the young guys, but he's a veteran, and that's important. I think that's something that guys needed to see. This was one of DeJean's games where, he let some passes go. Other guys got worked over by Thielen as well. He had 9 receptions for 102 yards. Our top receiver was, of course, A.J. Brown, 4 for 43. I think we got Diva back in. Let's see if Diva take a second. Diva, did you have any news that you wanted to throw out there? I know you kind of having those same issues that I was in a different way.
I don't know what's going on. Really no updates. We do have a little bit of injury report during training camp. Zach Bond went out with a back contusion. Nolan Smith received a concussion. I do believe that was yesterday. He received the concussion. Devontae Smith hasn't practiced in a few days. He's had back tightness. Danny Gray finger and Andrew Makuba shoulder. I think he practiced limited. But actually, no, he did not practice today. I think he did practice yesterday, but he did not practice today. So we are a little banged up. I think Terrence Marshall actually went out yesterday as well with a leg injury. So we'll see if he comes back out tomorrow. But that's really all that I have so far for news.
All right. So yeah, we were getting into the first game. I ain't even got the banner up, y'all. That's the other day going. I ain't even got the banner up. That's wild. Let me get right here, y'all. Let me get right.
What
I was
game we
just
doing?
Panthers game.
Oh, Lord.
Let me get this right. Oh, that's the wrong one. My bad. There we go. There we are. So game 12, which would have been a week 13 because we were a week behind by now because we already had our bye. Panthers game. So as I was saying before Diva hopped back in, Thielen kind of had nine big receptions on us for 102. Taught Dezine and some of those boys something. Good veteran guy. Used that veteran prowess and know-how to have a good game. AJ Brown was our top receiver. He had 4 for 43. I think was running the ball, right? Chuba had 26 carries for 92 yards and a tutty for them. Saquon had 20 carries, 124 yards for us. Bryce was 19 of 34 for 191, a tutty and a pick. Jalen was 14 of 21 for 108 and 2 tutties passing. So obviously a lot of what we did was on the ground. As far as breaking down the Eagle stats a little bit more, Hurts had a running touchdown as well, so he accounted for all 3 of the touchdowns by Aaron by land. So Devontae Smith and Grant Calcaterra both had touchdowns in this game. Smith had 4 for 37. Calcaterra had 3 for 16, and Gainwell had 2 for 7. And then Jahan Dotson, a very irregular Jahan Dotson sighting, he had a catch for 5 yards. And I say that kind of laughingly, kind of not funny, but he did at least show up there. So on the ground in this game, we had 124 from Saquon, 59 from Hurts, and then 26 from Kenneth Gainwell. So as you can see, 200 yards, a little bit over 200 yards on the ground in total, with Saquon leading the way with 20 for 124. Definitely was a game where we didn't rely on the pass too much. We definitely wanted to run the ball and pound it against this team. It was kind of in the middle of our street. So you kind of sitting there like, all right, we need to do what we need to do to try to win this game. I don't necessarily like that strategy because it leads to games like this. So, Panthers started off, only scored in the first quarter was a field goal. Second quarter, they scored a touchdown. We scored 2 touchdowns. Third quarter, they scored 6. We didn't score. Fourth quarter, we had a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And that's how we got the 8-point lead. They had a touchdown that Xavier Legette did drop. It would have probably been a touchdown. So a lot of Panthers fans are saying, oh, they made that catch, they win the game. But they do forget that wasn't the end of the game. You were going to leave some time on the clock for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm sure they could have gotten at least got 3 in that situation. But I think the thing is, one of the concerns that we had during the game, we talked about it, and one of the concerns we had even during the run was putting your foot on the throat of your opponent and leaving it there. And we didn't do that against the Carolina Panthers. And we were lucky enough to get out of there with a win. And we talk about this a lot of these games, and we go back and we're talking about it. You look at the game again, you're kind of like, we lucky we won that game. But guess what? When you have a really good season, it does take some luck. I'm not going to front, it does take some luck. It takes some skill as well, but I think you got to be willing to say we're going to go out there and play Philadelphia Eagle football. It doesn't matter if we're up by 6. Doesn't matter if we're down by 10. I think we got away from doing that on a consistent basis, and the defense was able to bail us out in some of these situations, but not our best game of the season by far, but a win is a win. I'm taking wins all day. Just took us to 11-2. I was not mad about it. Dave, I left the defense for you because I know you want to talk about some of your boys on the defensive side of what they brought to the table.
Yeah, this was a game that started off the defense was on it. I know our boy Jalen Carter had, I think, 3 tackles within like the first quarter. And Zach Bond was even more better. He had 6. He was 6 for 5 with 5 assists. Nakobe Dean had 9, so he was on fire that game. Oh, No Play Slay had 5 tackles. Boy, that's surprising right there. DeJean had 5. CJ had 3. Jalix Hunt had 3. Tristan McCullum had 3. Quinyon Mitchell had 2. Josh Sweat had 1. And Jordan Davis had 1. So overall, the defense was getting up in there. Now, what I can say is I felt like the defense laid off as well as the offense, because I guess we felt like, all right, well, at this time Carolina was a 3-10 team. So I guess we felt like, all right, well, we cool, we good. We ain't really got to play that much harder. And come to find out, we had to. And luckily, the last play before the clock ended, they had the ball. CJ GJ and Darius Slay came up big in that last, because if Adam Thielen would have caught that ball, we could have had a chance of losing, because that clock was getting very close to 0. But yeah, I mean, that was just a game that we really shouldn't even became relaxed on. I felt like we became real relaxed on that game, and that's just not, just because the team is 3-10 don't mean that you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna beat them. And they can't possibly win because they 3-10. No. Bryce Young has started to find his swagger. He finally started to find, who he was in the NFL, and was throwing it and hitting his players. And then on top of their running game, that made it even better. And so you could tell his confidence began to build as the quarters progressed on against the Eagles. And that's something you don't want. You know what I'm saying? You got quarterbacks who really ain't had a good year, and then they come against a team like the Eagles, and then they just start finding they stride. And that's what was happening in that game. But a dub is a dub. We came out of there scathed with the dub, but we got it. So
yeah, that Thielen play and that Xavier Legette, two big plays. The good thing is we were up by 8, so even if they got the 2 point, we would have just went to overtime. But you don't want to give them a chance. It shouldn't even been an 8-point game. But you know what? There's nothing that can be done about it then, after the game, or now. But not a win I'm necessarily happy about, but I will accept to take that win, because we take wins over here. But yeah, it's got to be stronger overall. I think we kind of had that sense that we felt like we could do whatever at that point, because you kind of get there to keep it a buck. You kind of get there, you feel like, oh, we just do whatever and we're gonna be good. But it doesn't always work that way. So it did that day, and that's a relief that actually worked, more so than anything else. All right, so we got another comment here. Oh, well, you missed it, actually. Benny Boom, he said, "What's good, fam?"
What's good, Benny? Sorry for your loss, and our condolences go out to you. We know that's why you really ain't been here, but we miss you, my guy.
Absolutely, man. You got to take care of yourself first, big dog. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go ahead and move. We're going to take a commercial break. Once we return from that, we'll do some off-season conversations with y'all here about a couple things, and then we're going to get back to that second game. So let's get us a quick commercial break in here.
Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Kupp. And running back Kyren Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Cool McCain.
You thought you wanted to go through against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there, seen LA like, oh, okay, then LA Knight hopped out the car, let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Play Caller Sports Talk YouTube channel. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
All right, good people, we back in the building. It's time to get to some off-season news and notes here, y'all, in off-season discussions. So we're going to crank it up here. Of course, we're going to update you on the top 100 new people that were released, so we'll talk about that. Camp battle updates. DV, any news on any of the updates that you came across or saw on any of the camp battles?
Oh,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Tyler Steen, we talked about the battle for his position, seems to be the front runner there. Still early in camp, still can be overtaken. Heaven forbid, like what happened last year, injury could happen, and he kind of ends up not being there. But for the most part, I feel like if things go to flush and everything's good, I think he'll be the guy that will have that position that most thought he would have had last year if it wasn't for injury. You can lose your position again to injury. He lost his injury last year. So there's that battle. At corner, both of the guys are getting reps. So there hasn't been I won't say there's been even a step and let everybody like, okay, I'm here today. I'm getting it done. Like I'm claiming the position. But Ringo has played well when he's had his opportunities as well. Both guys have kind of showed. DeJean's been in the mix a little bit because we do know that they're going to play him some of the base sets. The base sets will be where they don't have the slot corner. They're going to find ways to get him on the field, whether it's at safety, whether it may be taking over at corner for some plays. It's going to find different ways to try to get him on the field when they're in their base defense, which does not have the slot corner. So just something else to take notice to. Sidney Brown's is making some strides, so he's a guy to kind of pay attention to in that corner battle. I mean, not corner, in that safety battle. It's still kind of early for most of the battles. That third wide receiver battle is going to be the one, though. That's going to be the one. That's going to be it. That's going to make a big decision on kind of how things go. Like I said last week, we got a guy, but boy, Terrence Marshall looks real good in the regular seasons. But I mean, in preseason, but in the regular season, he's been falling off. But again, this is going to be his first time having the kind of offense around him that he's going to have. So I think if he does stay decently healthy, I think he'll get the opportunity to at least, get snaps and play. Stoutland praised Tyler Steen. When you're getting praise from Tyler Steen, that says a lot. So that battle may kind of be over. But it's still there. Ringo kind of fell behind Adoree Jackson earlier, but he's kind of making up some ground there. So that's kind of evening out. That can be expected, honestly, because Jackson's more of a veteran. So it'll kind of play itself out. It'll make you say, okay, what's going to happen? Who's going to win the battle? But it'll play itself out. It'll definitely play itself out. A lot of these battles may even go into the regular season. I mean, not the regular season, but into the preseason, excuse me. So it's going to be interesting to see how these battles end up playing out. But for now, I think the one that seems the most even, I'm going to say, is a corner battle. The one that's the most open, I think, is the wide receiver 3, especially with Marshall getting injured. So it's just going to be a matter of figuring out how to play that position correctly and who's going to end up grabbing it. And even if you lose the battle, you're still going to get playing time, because one of the things that we know about the Eagles now is they are taking it. Let's actually chill. Let's actually do things the way they need to be done. Let's actually just have somebody win. There's a battle and both people playing well. Just let somebody play the other person out, and that's what you need. Any thoughts you want to add there, Diva?
Yeah, I mean, I know with Marshall being out, and I know with Devontae being out as well, Anaya Smith and Johnny Wilson have been getting more reps with the first team offense as well. Tyler Senior, I think he's pretty much like that position in. This is the 5th day straight that he's been receiving the first round team rep guards. From what they're saying, Coop has continued to get first team reps in the base package along with Sidney Brown, which is he's gonna be right next to Sidney Brown's next to Reed Blankenship. Quinyon Mitchell has been, of course, getting the first team reps since day one. He's basically playing both
There's
sides
no
of the
battle
field.
there.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
battle
there ain't
there.
no battle there.
And basically, they're going to be using Quinyon to go up against some of the good wide receivers, which is a good thing. But yeah, really, that's my thoughts on that. The top linebackers right now are Trotter Jr., Jadee Campbell, which is looking really, really nice, even though he's been injured. The few reps that he have got, he's been looking real nice. And Shamel Mondon Jr. and Lance Dixon have been getting some first team reps as well in the linebacker position. And I'm really hearing about Shamel. They're actually saying he's looking really, really good. So that's good to hear. Top defensive line, you got Josh Uche, Mora Ojomo, Jordan Davis, Thomas Booker, and Jalix Hunt. Carter has not played yet because he still has that shoulder injury that's been nagging him. But I'm hearing really good news about Josh Uche and, of course, Jordan Davis. I mean, he's looking faster and better. Ajomo is probably going to really come out and do his thing. We saw glimpses of him, but we'll be able to see more of him this year. And then, of course, Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt is hungry, and I'm hearing really good things about him as well. So we shall see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, they basically sent Campbell in there tearing stuff up. Like, he's really physical and aggressive, and we're gonna need that.
I feel it. So Benny has a thought here. Benny says, in my opinion, this may be Steen's last chance to win this right guard battle. If he loses it, they will move on from him. So I'll give my thoughts. I think that it really was his last year, right? And he played himself into the position. It's just that you can lose a job to injury, and he lost his job to injury. The guy that beat him out is no longer with the team. So now it's his time to show what he's learned. I don't even think it's a matter of him not winning a job. I think it would take, again, another injury and somebody stepping in and being like really good for him not to be the guy. And I just don't think we're going to see that, right? I think he's going to stay healthy. I think it'll be a non-factor. But if you wanted to say that you feel like if he can't win a job this year, we might move on from him, I would say unless it's injury related. If he's out there playing and someone else outplays him and he's there, then yeah, I think it's a wrap. Like, you can't constantly not win the job and you're on the field. Now you get injured and someone else takes the job from you. It is what it is. But, you know, I feel where you're coming from, Benny. Like, at some point, dudes got to step up and just it's got to be yours. You got to feel like it's mine, and you got to take it. And it should be Steen's year to be feeling that way, 100%. So I'm with you on that. I'm 100% with you, bro. I'm 100% with you.
Yeah. I mean, I feel it. I mean, but I don't really think he would lose it to.
Oh yeah. Something wrong with my charger. Let's see what's happening here.
I mean, if he's injured, then yeah, that's a different story. But it's different. I feel like he would lose it if he was not really out there putting out good production.
There we go, man. Y'all don't even know today, bro. Like, I had to using a different camera. Charging don't want to charge. Everything's just getting crazy today, man. But hey, we still here. It's all good. We still doing the thing. So yeah, that pretty much would knock all that out. You go to so top camp performances. Diva kind of touched on some of those right then, but performances. And when I talk about this, I usually try to talk about or think about the guys that don't normally get, you know, the top billing of guys that you're kind of looking at and saying he's in a battle and he's playing well, you know, the type of thing. Not you're expecting. Like, I'm not going to get up here and say, oh, you know, AJ Brown's having a great camp. Like, of course AJ Brown's having a great camp. AJ freaking Brown. When is he not going to have a great camp? But more just other guys like Ringo is one. Adoree Jackson started off strong. Ringo's kind of fought back into that. Sidney Brown is another one. Tyler Steen's another one that's having a great camp so far.
Tristan McCullum is actually doing really well out there. You know, we saw him come in a few times, but he's actually doing really well out there from what I've been hearing and seeing. Remember, Tristan McCullum was the one that came in.
And then a lot of the
Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just waiting. I guess my biggest thought about it is I could say a lot more, but you know, we're a little behind. We get it. Like, everybody ain't trying to be on here all night listening to us. It's already 9:30, right? And we normally about wrapping up by now because we started about 20 minutes late. We ain't got some stuff yet. But I'll just say I think that a lot of guys are kind of showing what they can do. We've only been in pads, I think, twice, so it'll be a lot more that we'll be able to tell by next week as far as who's playing well, all those good things. So we'll definitely dig into that a little bit more next week. But I said a lot of the young guys are impressing. A lot of guys that we thought were going to do well first and second unit are doing their thing. One position where we do need somebody to step up, according to Vic Fangio, is the backup defensive lineman. We need some guys to kind of come from there and show that they can be part of the rotation. But I think so far, and again, still early in camp, everything looks pretty good. We'll dig in a little bit more next week into specifics and people who have been doing really well besides some of the ones we already named. But it's going to be a good camp. It's going to learn us a lot about his team. And we're going to start trying to figure out the 52-man roster in the next couple of weeks. That's going to be important. 53-man roster. I don't know what's going on today, y'all. 53-man roster. And then who's going to be, you know, a part of that 53-man roster. So we'll definitely get into that as well. But we are going to move on here and talk about the NFL Top 100. We got some more people that have made their way onto the list. We do know that last week we got our first Eagles player, Jordan Mailata. He was at 69. a lot of people feel different ways about him being there. I don't have a problem with him being there. Like I said, first time making it, so you go from not making it to 69. That's a pretty good jump. And if he continues to play well, I think people will continue to reward him by keeping him on this list. All right, we're going to start at 66 because we talked about 65 last week. That was Trey McBride. So at 66, making his debut after his rookie season, another rookie quarterback, Bo Nix. He started 17 games, 66.3% completion, 3,775 passing yards, 6.7 yards per attempt. He had 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 430 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, and 3 fumbles. So, I say for me, Bo Nix, I was surprised that he played as well as he did for the entirety of the season. I think he's another guy that we may see some sophomore slump, but it may not be as profound because while he did have a really good season, he wasn't a guy that we were looking at saying, oh, he's an MVP candidate, anything of that nature. Like, he did have a good, solid rookie year. So there's a lot to grow, a lot to look forward to, a lot that he can do better. You do have that second year sophomore slump, so we'll see how much that affects his play. But I like what I saw from Bo Nix, and he did actually impress me from what I expected from him. Any thoughts on Bo Nix, Diva?
I mean, he deserved that spot. I mean, to come in, this be his first year, and take his team to where he took him to. I mean, I think he deserves to be at that spot. I mean, you don't really have too many rookies, especially quarterbacks, that come in and are able to accomplish some of the things he was able to accomplish. So yeah, I mean, I think he deserved that spot, and he might have a soft year slump. He might not, but I mean, if he doesn't, and if he does, I think that his third year, you'll really see he's going to be one of those quarterbacks you're really going to have to keep your eye out on, in my opinion. He's going to get better with time. As long as they keep weapons around him, keep a defense and offense, lineman, then he'd be all right.
That's what it's all about. Most definitely. All right, so then the next spot at 63, down 28 spots from last year, Josh Hines-Allen, defensive end from the Jacksonville Jaguars, started 16 games, played 16 games, 45 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 19 quarterback hurries, 2 passes defended, 1 forced fumble. Still was a bright spot for the team, just didn't have the same stats. But this is his second straight appearance in the top 100. 7th season in the league, and he's a 2-time Pro Bowler as well. So he's a guy that Jacksonville's going to be lucky to have on the end. He generated 67 total pressures as well, which is was 9th among Eggs defenders. So that's not bad. Any thoughts on Josh Hines-Allen?
No, I mean, I guess maybe the reason why he did fall is because, I mean, I don't know if it was just the overall play of Jacksonville and their defense, because he did fall a little far. But yeah, Jacksonville's defense this year just was not. I don't know really what was going on with the defense or the offense, to be honest. So I guess, yeah, I can see why he, fell a few spots. But I feel like maybe next year he'll probably climb back up, have a better year.
Dougie P.
Well, no job, Dougie P.
Dougie didn't have that good of a year this year. All right, at number 62. So people have been saying Bijan Robinson, but it's Bijan Robinson, according to Bijan himself.
Yeah, it's Bijan.
It's Bijan Robinson. So 17 games he played, 304 rushing attempts, 1,454 rushing yards, 4.8 yards a carry, 14 rushing touchdowns, 61 receptions, 431 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown, and 1 fumble. So Bijan B. John. I did it again myself. B. John Robinson. Definitely showed that he's that dude, especially for the Falcons. Counted for over 880 total yards. A lot of explosive plays, and it was needed because Kyle Pitts hasn't really showed a bid for them. And if Atlanta's offensive line can block for him and give him holes, this dude's going to be here for a while. This is only his second year, so we're going to see a lot more of B. John Robinson. He was unranked last year, 62 this year. Your thoughts on him, Diva? I don't want to keep saying his name because I'm probably going to say it wrong.
I mean, he deserved that. I mean, he came in, he did what he was supposed to do, which I wasn't surprised. I mean, because when he was in college, he played really well, and it just basically transferred on over to the NFL. I know a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles fans was hoping that we would have got him in the draft, but he didn't fall on our laps, and I don't really think how we wanted him because he had other plans, which he did get Saquon. So, yeah, I mean, he deserved that first year in the league, and you putting up them kind of stats. I mean, he ran all over us when he played the Eagles. So, hey, I get it.
Yeah, second year player doing that. That's big.
I think that he probably will be higher next year. I mean, because is Kirk Cousins still over there, or they get rid of Kirk?
No, he's there, but the guy there is Michael Penix.
Oh well, I think I think he'll have a better outcome with Kirk not if they don't start Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk's not starting. That's Penix's job to lose now. He played pretty good last year. One of the reasons why I feel like B. John Robinson had a good year is because Penix was back there and he had a dual threat ability, so that helps the running back some. Even Saquon talked about it last year with Hurts. A lot of guys, you have that quarterback that can move yourself and run, and seeing as a guy who can do some of those things, you have to pay a little bit more attention to them. At 61, another non-ranked guy, a rookie. Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jacksonville Jaguars, 17 games, 87 receptions, 1,282 yards, 14.7 yards per reception, 10 receiving touchdowns. Showed he can be a number one. Set rookie records of receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns for Jacksonville. The only other rookie Pro Bowl that they had was Josh Hines Allen back in 2019. Well, the last one they had since before this one was him. So it's going to be interesting because you're adding Travis Hunter to this locker room. So if he ends up being a wide receiver, because he's trying to do both, but they kind of like, look, bro, you can't be in two sets of meetings at one time. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. But Brian Thomas, good season. Even Will, Dougie P. Anything you want to add there, Diva?
No, I mean it's pretty impressive numbers. But I mean, once you add Travis Hunter, that'll be a dual threat as far as their wide receiver. So I'm sure Travis Hunter might end up on there too if he decides he's gonna play that position.
I'm curious there. We'll see how that goes. All right, and then at number 60, we get our second Philadelphia Eagle player, and this was the one that Diva thought would probably be the first one that we'd see, which is pretty accurate. So I'm gonna get a stats. I'm gonna let Diva talk. I got it. Things getting crazy for me for a minute. Give me a minute, y'all. I get mad twisted, man. Everything just acting up at one time, just crazy. I'm looking at the stuff, y'all. You know me. We talk about it. I'm looking up the stuff. I close the screen. After I close the screen, it gets loud. What's happening? Why am I getting stuff from a?
Technology is just not being kind to us tonight, y'all.
Yeah. No love for your boy tonight. None whatsoever. Just trying to make it difficult on me. That's all right. So bring it back up. But at number 60, we do have Cooper DeJean, or as they like to call him in Philly, Cooper DeJean. DeJean, you know. He has 16 games, 1 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, half a sack, 6 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, and 3 fumble recoveries. Of course, these are regular season stats, which doesn't count things that happen in the playoffs. It took him to week 5, or took him to week 6 to get on the field because our bye was week 5. So it took him to week 6 to get on the field. But when he got on the field, when he got comfortable because he was hurt a little bit in training camp, so he's a little bit behind. When he got out there and we were able to see what he could do, we could definitely tell that this is going to be a guy that, left alone, allowed to play in the slot, was going to make some moves for us, and he definitely did that. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to leave it for Diva because I know Diva loves us some Cooper DeJean.
I do. I honestly think Coop should have been a little higher. I mean, and maybe it's because, you know, he came in week 5, but imagine what his stats would have been if he would have been playing the very first day 1 game. I mean, for him to come out and be a rookie and then win a Super Bowl and have the stats that he had in the regular season, we're not even including the stats that he had in the playoffs and the Super Bowl. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, Eagles Nation, Eagles fam, y'all let me know what y'all think. I think he should have been a little bit higher, just because you don't really get too many people on the defense that will come out and get those numbers and then missing 5 games on top of going to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl, having one of the best picks that there were in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So, but I'm glad my boy up there, but I think he should have been a little bit higher. That's just my opinion. Cool.
Ready to see more. Cool. All right, down 17 spots to DeJean. This was his first time, of course, because he was a rookie last year on the rankings. Down 17 spots, Matthew Stafford. 16 games played, 65.8% completion percentage, 3,762 passing yards. That's 7.3 yards per attempt, 20 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 41 rushing yards, 6 fumbles. 37, Stafford. He's one of the elder statesmen at this point. Still deserves to be there, I think. But I definitely would say he's not the guy he was 3-4 years ago.
I mean, listen, when you give all your life to Detroit and they suck the living life out of you, and then you go to the Rams and you win your Super Bowl, and then you go to you're at the Rams now. I mean, he spent majority of his career in Detroit playing hard, winning nothing. You know, so they literally sucked the life out of Stafford. He definitely deserves to be there, but I see why he failed, 17 spots. Because, I mean, dude getting older. I mean, he's 37. He's almost up there, where it's almost time to most of the quarterbacks to retire. You've been in the league, what, 20, close to 20-something years? Getting there. 15 years, something like that. He's been there for a long, listen, I lost count. I know he's been there for a very long time. I mean, but he's still playing, still playing well to be as old as he is in the league as long as he has. But yeah, I mean, listen, I would, the fact that you played the way you played for Detroit, never won anything, and then go to a different team and win is diabolical.
And a little cold
blooded. They finally make it to the Super Bowl. I mean, to the Super Bowl one year, and then to the playoffs, and you weren't even there. Diabolical.
Number 58, not ranked last year, Joe Mixon. 14 games, 245 attempts, 1,016 yards, 4.1 yards per carry, 9 rushing touchdowns, 36 receptions for 309 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Most important stat for me, no fumbles.
I mean, I'm surprised Joe Mixon wasn't ranked last year. I mean, I think they got him and AJ neck and neck as the best wide receiver in the game right now. But I'm actually surprised he wasn't ranked last year. I mean, Joe
Now, this is
Mixon
running back.
definitely.
This is the running back
Oh,
from
that's right.
from Houston.
From Houston. And I think he's actually out. I think they said he got hurt, so I think he's actually out coming up. But Joe Mixon deserved to be up there. I mean, they did go to a playoff, 2 playoff games, I think. 1, yeah, they went last year. But and he ran his tail off. But yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't in there earlier.
So just to give y'all some context, he only played 14 games, so definitely had some injury issues. But Mixon was one of 2 players that have at least 7 games of 100 plus rushing yards and at least 1 rushing touchdown. The only player that had more than him was a guy that we will talk about much later. Number 26 for the Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley. He had 8. So impressive stat for Mixon. Very interesting. So down 30 spots from last year, Nick Bosa, defensive end for the San Francisco 49ers. He played 14 games, 52 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 1 interception, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. Just had a down year. I mean, it wasn't a horrible year, but definitely a down year, and I definitely see why he failed. Anything you want to add there,
It was a
Diva?
down year for the whole 49ers. So.
Yeah. A lot of injuries hurt them.
Yeah.
So, 56 up 19 spots. Justin Herbert, quarterback, Los Angeles Chargers, 17 games, 65.9% completion, 3,870 passing yards, 7.7 yards attempt, 23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 306 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 6 fumbles. The thing for me with Justin Herbert is he's definitely a performer in the regular season. I'm just curious to see if we can turn that into postseason success for Justin Herbert. And that's something that we'll discuss, we'll talk about, we'll figure it out. But it just seems to be the thing to me is he does have good regular seasons as long as he's not injured. It's when you get to the playoffs that you have to kind of wonder what you're going to get out of Herbert. And the one last thing I'll say about Herbert before I turn it over to Diva is he's the only quarterback who didn't throw an interception while not under pressure last season, which is an impressive stat to have, or impressive piece of information, let's say.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if we're gonna see that because as of today, Trey Lance is the starting QB for the Chargers.
That's just for the Hall of Fame game. Yes, it's for the Hall
I
of
mean,
Fame
I don't
game.
know. Trey Lance might outbeat him. I mean, Trey Lance didn't play. He didn't play too bad for the Cowboys. He was the only one actually out there doing something when they put him in. We was playing.
If Trey Lance beats out Justin Herbert and becomes their starting quarterback, they on the march for Arch too, because that's wild.
I mean, you never can't say never. You know what I'm saying? You never can't say never. Yeah, I mean Justin Herbert, he's one of those regular season guys. Sometimes you have those quarterbacks who are just regular season quarterbacks, and after that, you can count them out. They are no more good after that, and that seems to be what he is. I know at one time he was talks of being one of the best QBs based off his regular season, but to me, for you to be a good QB, you got to go postseason as well.
You got to do something.
Yeah, you can't just be regular season and no postseason.
You got to do something.
And he's been in there long enough to be able to hone in on his skills so he can get past the regular season. But I don't know. He done went through coaches, and so I can't say it's coaches. It might just be him by now.
I feel it. I definitely feel it. So we got a couple of comments here that we'll get to real quick, and then we'll get to the last person in the top 55, Mr. Aiden Hutchinson. So, Benny Boone says, I'm proud that Jordan made the top 100 at 69. It was, and Coop at 60, put 65. I believe that was 69. And then Coop at 60. Definitely, we got some more to come. So, get your popcorn ready. Keep paying attention. Benny Boone also says, I think Knicks deserved to be at 66. He really did ball out for the Broncos. And then Mr. Williams in the building, he says, what's good, fam? What's good, fam?
What up?
I appreciate you tapping in with us. And then Nina Austin says, good evening, fam. Just found y'all and subscribed. That's what we're talking about. Love it, Nina. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Yes. Let more know that we here every Wednesday.
Yeah. Hit us with that like, that share as well. And definitely that subscribe. If you hit the notification button, it'll remind you where we at every week. So appreciate everybody.
And make sure you hit all, not personalized, so that you get, every time we are live.
And then number 50 at 55, down 8 spots, we got Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end from the Lions. 5 games, 19 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. I mean, he got hurt. He was playing well till he got hurt. That's really all I can say about Aiden Hutchinson. He's not going to not make the list just because he only played in 5 games. He was one of those many casualties on the Detroit Lions defense. Detroit likes to let everybody know that's why they didn't go further in the playoffs. I'm just going to leave it there. Anything you want to add, D?
Yeah, I mean, it's just all facts. Like he was a monster for them, and you could tell that once they lost him, they lost a big piece to their defense, and it suffered. So yeah, I mean, he deserves to be there. He balled out until he got hurt, and they just, I don't know what was going on. They had the injury bug over there last year. Everybody was falling like flies.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and slide on to the last thing on the docket for the night, y'all. And I apologize earlier. I had 12. That was actually game 13. So this is game 14 for the Philadelphia Eagles against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm just going to give y'all some quick info. We're going to get some insight from Diva, how she felt about this game. 27-13 victory. Got us to 12-2, dropped the Steelers to 10-4. Hurts dominated this game. Barkley only had 19 carries for 65 yards, but historically, he doesn't have good games running the ball against the Steelers. Steelers said, we're going to make you beat us, Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts said, okay. 25-32, 290 yards, 2 throwing touchdowns. Of course, one of those went to A.J. Brown, who did have
110.
I know it was over 100, but yeah, 8 for 110 and a touchdown. Now, not to be outdone, Smitty 11 for 109 and a touchdown. So both of his 2 guys got right. Hurts 15 for 45 on the ground and a touchdown. They spread the ball around. They used the 2 guys this game. Calcaterra had a catch. Gainwell had 3. Barkley had 2. But this was a A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith game. 19 receptions for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns between our top 2 receivers. This was Jalen Hurts going to beat this game. Jalen Hurts again. All right, I'll beat you. Pittsburgh. You kind of knew what was going to happen, in my opinion. Like Russell
You want your Russell Wilson stats.
Russell Wilson had a difficult game. Russell had 14 completions of 22 attempts, 128 yards and a touchdown. That's what you got from Russell Wilson. We always laugh at Russ, but I feel like Russ had a great run. He had a good story, but I think we're just kind of seeing the physical skills not be there as much for Russ anymore. He's already a smaller quarterback, and then the diminished amount of skill just makes it harder for him to execute and play well. And I think that's what we're seeing with Russ. But you ran into the wrong team in the Philadelphia Eagles. The battle of Pennsylvania, of course, went to the Eagles. And I think if you look at the players, you have to say the Eagles probably had a better team. And this 2-touchdown win could have been more. Another game where you kind of looked and said y'all could have done more and you didn't. Definitely was enough to win, but could have definitely done more. All right, Divas, all yours.
That was definitely a defensive game for the Eagles as well as an offensive game. I feel like that was a game we played on balance where you had the offense playing like they're supposed to, the defense playing like they're supposed to, because we know the Eagles have had plenty of games where either one was on, the other was off, or vice versa. This game was a well-rounded game where everybody played, everybody participated. It was a full team effort, offense and defense. Nakobe Dean had a outstanding game. He had 7 tackles, 3 assists. Zach Bond had 5, no assists. Nolan Smith got up in there and had 3, 1 assist. Blankenship had 2 with 1 assist. Josh Sweat had 2, no assists. Jalen Carter had 2. CJ had 2. Jelix Hunt had 1. Dejean had 1. Slay had 1. Quinyon Mitchell had 1. Jordan Davis had 1. So all around, that defense was just smothering Russell Wilson. So he really couldn't. And then he's already a small quarterback. And when you got some big boys in your face like that, coming at you real fast, it's hard to really be able to, and maneuver. And, Russell Wilson is a pocket passer. So it's hard when you got big boys coming at you real fast and real hard. And that's exactly what was going on with that game. But just glad to see that we were able to open up the game, especially with the offense. We were able to run the ball, and then we weren't able to run it no more. We tapped into that passing game because I think that was the game before when we had all that rhetoric about really not passing the ball to AJ and Devontae, and Jalen and AJ had some beef and all of that drama that was supposedly going on that really wasn't going on. So that just proved that we can either beat you over the top or we can beat you on the ground. And that was over the top game.
Pretty much. So yeah, y'all, we're gonna appreciate everybody that was able to watch it live. Like I said, we did have a late start, a couple of technical issues. It is what it is. I will say, definitely make sure you tune in. If you don't catch us live, hey, catch those replays. If you come in late and you want to see what else we talked about, just go back, start that bad boy over when it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's real simple. We are heading into the last stretch of the regular season in the next couple of weeks, and then we're gonna hit the playoffs. We'll go ahead and knock these bad boys out for y'all so we can kind of get ready. Remember, this season ended in the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I know the Eagles players say, we don't really want to think about last season and blah, this and blah, and I respect y'all for that, but guess what? We thinking about it. We talking about it. And happy we got it. Definitely would love to see a repeat. I think anybody who wins 1 wants to win 2. You win 2, you want to win 3. You win 3, you want to win 4. That's how it goes. But definitely would love to see us be able to go back to back. I think we have the team for it. We'll have to have some things solidified by the end of training camp and preseason. But I feel like we're going to have a good, strong chance to at least make a run this year and see how deep we can go. We can't do any better than last year. We can just match it. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we can match last year.
Oh, from what I'm hearing, we want to run the offense faster. So we want to be like lights out, get them plays out, get it going. So we shall see. We want to be very versatile on that defense as well. So I'm very excited. I just hope that, all the talks that we hear actually plays out on that field, because that's what's important. Talk don't mean ish until you produce what you are talking about. So we hope that we can actually get that. I'm hearing Jalen is being more vocal as well, which is something we need. So yeah, we'll just see what 2025, 2026 holds for the Super Bowl champ Philadelphia Eagles. And yeah.
Make sure you tune in next week and every week from now until the end of the season, as we're gonna bring it to you live and direct in the building. Eagles Elite Podcast. Make sure you tuned in. Remember, it's never where you start. It's always where you finish. Got a couple more comments we're gonna read here, and then we're gonna be done. So football talk with Bo gives us 3 fire emojis. Appreciate you for that, sir. Hope you have gave us a subscribe and a like and all that good stuff. And yeah, make sure you're tuning in. We bring it. And with that, hashtag flag is fly. Hashtag be elite.
Really?